Hi, I'm Brenda Mater, an A2 Media student at Caroline Chisholm School, and I'll be answering question 3 of the evaluation question, which asks, what have you learned from your audience feedback? Throughout the process of creating and developing all of my media products, it was essential for me to get audience feedback so I knew what my target audience liked, what they didn't like, so I could change what they didn't like and end up with the best possible product for the trailer and the ancillary texts. My work throughout the course, my work has improved and progressed a lot because of audience feedback that I've gotten. The first piece of audience feedback that I got was for the actual genre of my trailer. I already knew that I wanted my trailer to either be a drama or a thriller because I thought these types of films would be easiest to film but would still appeal to a large range of target audiences because both drama and thriller have loads of little subgenres in them, so it would be more likely to appeal to a mass audience if it was a drama or a thriller rather than if it was just like a random genre which I like that may only appeal to a niche audience and wouldn't have a lot of subgenres, so I couldn't like explore a lot. Whereas with drama and thriller you could explore a lot more. To get feedback, I handed out a questionnaire to 50 students to get an insight on what their favourite genre was out of drama and thriller, whether their favourite film was in the genre drama or thriller, upcoming films that are coming up that they would like to see that were either of the drama or thriller genre, like which one they favoured overall. And I gave this questionnaire out to 50 students in not only in my sixth form centre but in my school because generally dramas and thrillers tend to have the age rating of 15, so I started from 15 and went up to 18-year-olds in the school and I got feedback on what their favourite genre was, and the results that I got were very close. Like it was almost half and half drama and thriller, but leaning more towards thriller for most of the questions. So with this information I decided to just join the genres together and make a dramatic thriller. And this wasn't unusual because the themes that occur in thriller films also have a dramatic nature to them, so adding the drama with the thriller wasn't something that I thought would be difficult, so this was what I decided to do. So after establishing the genre, I needed more feedback on the plot ideas. I started off with about 7 plot ideas that I came up with from talking to peers, talking to my teacher, which both had the drama and thriller genre in them. I was then, after jotting down a basic idea, I was then able to enhance these ideas to something that could realistically be filmed. However, I needed to know which idea was preferred by my target audience because there were 2 ideas which I favoured that I liked the most, but I needed the audience feedback from my target audience. So to do this, I asked a focus group of students from my media class. I told them the 7 plot ideas and then asked them which one was their favourite. If any of the ideas confused them, which idea they think felt more like a dramatic thriller, and which idea was easiest to understand. The feedback I got from questions was probably the most important feedback that I got from all of the feedback that I've got from audiences so far, because this established what my actual trailer was going to be about, which was an important part of the coursework to me. So having a solid idea which was understood by my whole target audience was an important thing to me. Second, the next piece of feedback that I got was for the actual trailer. I created a draft copy of the trailer, and I had for this feedback, I had 2 different methods of getting the audience's opinion. The first method was uploading the video to YouTube and then sending the link to various amounts of friends, family members, and teachers from my school, students from my school, to get an idea of what they thought about the trailer. I asked them to make a comment on the YouTube comment section so that I could easily get hold of so I could have an electronic copy of the feedback and then make edits to it. The second was through showing the trailer to a focus group in my media class. And I asked them a number of questions, which were, is the trailer straightforward? Was there any scenes that you felt were unnecessary? Is it clear what the genre is from watching the trailer? Is there anything you didn't like? Do you think the trailer gave too much away? And I felt that these questions could really help me with altering the trailer. So the audience feedback here was also essential in making sure that my product ends up being the best product that it could be, and can be of a really high quality. Most of the feedback that I got was positive. The focus group all agreed that the trailer was straightforward and it was clear the genre. Some of them felt the more close-up shots would be useful to really show the emotions of the characters. So with this feedback, I went back and did more recording and then got more close-ups into the trailer. They also said that the trailer left them wondering what actually happens to Emma, because from the beginning I knew that trailers tend to not give away too much and leave you wondering, and that's what makes you want to watch them more for the thriller genre. So I didn't make it clear whether Emma ran away from her abusive boyfriend, whether he was keeping her hostage, whether when she ran away she got into some trouble and that's who's got her tied up. I didn't want that to be obvious from the trailer, and the feedback that I got from my focus group stated that it wasn't clear where Emma was, but they liked this because it made them want to watch the film more. Another piece of feedback that I got from the draft was that the news report shot, because there was a shot of a news report that I added into the trailer to show where that Emma was missing. They stated that the news report was too short, so they didn't actually get to read it because the shot was too short. Initially I'd done this because thriller trailers don't really have long cuts, so I was trying to make it short and snappy basically. And however, because the audience couldn't read it, I felt that the point was, the shot would have been useless if the audience can't read it, and for that reason I went back and made the shot longer, but not too long that it'd be going against conventions of a thriller genre, but just long enough for the audience to actually be able to properly read it. Overall, for the trailer, the questions that I used were all open-ended for the draft copy of the trailer. I felt that open-ended questions would let me change my trailer more because I'd be getting constructive criticism and then I would change what people didn't like and therefore end up with a better product. The second piece of feedback that I got was for the ancillary text. This was the movie poster and the magazine front cover. After drafting my ancillary texts, I printed them off with a questionnaire asking. There were multiple different variations of each ancillary text. The poster, there was five different versions of it, and for the front cover there was also 5 different versions of it. So I printed these off with a questionnaire asking which was their favoured version and which one fitted best into the genre of thriller/drama. From the feedback, I found the 2 favoured versions of both ancillary texts. I asked the question, which were your 2 favourites? That was one of the questions. And from then, I took on the criticism that they gave me and I altered both of the favoured posters and magazine front covers to the best product that they could be using the feedback. And then I showed both versions of the poster and both versions of the magazine front cover to a focus group in my media class, and I asked them to pick their favoured one, and from then I chose the one with the most votes, and that's how I ended up with the poster and the magazine front cover that I got. I felt that with the questionnaire for the ancillary text, I wanted to use both open-ended and close-ended questions because I felt the combination of the 2 would allow me to understand which posters and magazine front covers were favoured, but also be able to get constructive criticism and then again change it to end up with the best product that I could get. And overall, audience feedback has played a major part in allowing me to end up with the best quality product that I could have. And without audience feedback, I wouldn't know exactly what my target audience want, and it may not appeal to them.